Is Donald Trump doing the right thing and reining in Steve Miller and basically retreating from their really hardline position that, quite frankly, just got way out of control, in my opinion? This is a Trump tweet. Our great farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business have been stating that our very aggressive policy on immigration is taking very good long-time workers away from them, with those jobs being almost impossible to replace. In many cases, the criminals allowed into our country by the very stupid Biden open borders policy are applying for these jobs. This is not good. We must protect our farmers, but get the criminals out of the USA. Changes are coming. Good. I think he's seeing the writing on the wall. I don't know if you noticed some of the polling that came out recently with Trump and his handling of immigration as of late, and it has fallen off a cliff. And that, quite frankly, was one of his strongest issues by far. I have given him a lot of credit for shutting down the border and basically stopping the flow of people that are coming into this country. Very, very happy with him rooting out, finding gang members and criminals and getting them out of the country. But there's a reality, okay? There's a reality. Like I said, if we snapped our fingers like Thanos from the Avengers, snap our fingers and can make every single illegal leave the country, our economy would shut down. Shut down. I mean, you're talking grocery stores that are empty, meat packing, but we're already seeing it now. All over again, I'm in New York right now, but all over the state of Florida. I'm getting the information, clients, people work with, job sites shut down. ICE agents showing up at various different work sites and rounding people up. It was a really interesting story. It was actually down in the Keys. Again, you're in the Keys. You're not yet got a big population there, not a lot of workers, roofers and job sites being shut down. And these are people that actually have already applied for asylum and had working papers, and they were still rounded up. And that's bloody Stephen Miller going out there, and see the piece in the Wall Street Journal earlier on this week, him going to ICE and demanding, I demand more arrests. Go out and go to Home Depot, go to these places, round these people up. Not a good idea. And again, it was complete about face when it came to Trump's polling on immigration. Hopefully, he's reined him in. I've talked about this at length a myriad different times over the years. We're going to have to figure something out. Okay, you've done a great job at shutting down the border. Gave suggestions when it came to Salazar and trying to find some sort of way. And again, can't vote, no free stuff, pay restitution. Things need to be done. They need to be done, and quite frankly, sooner rather than later. As far as, again, I want to make this perfectly clear as well. Okay, all of these riots that are taking place and protests, this is all AstroTurf bullshit. You know what I mean? This is all bought and paid for. It's organized by the far left anti-capitalist groups. Let's be honest, people. We have in this country. I got a lot. We got a lot of. Gonna be mean, but a lot of people don't want to work. They don't want to work. They want to put the time in, and they're airing of grievances against people that do work and do build and create. There's a strong anti-capitalist undertow in this country. What's interesting is you actually the guy who's running right now. Try to get his name correct. He's running for mayor of New York City, and he's surging in the polls. The bloody guy he's surging in the polls, and he's putting out tweets basically saying that complete anti-capitalist stuff. That capitalism is the problem. Capitalism is theft, and this guy's surging in the polls. I mean, we've talked about, I don't know what has happened to the work ethic and the culture of a lot of young people here. We had quiet quitting. We got, was it stay-at-home sons crap that I recently talked about. Sorry, this needs to be pushed back at. Again, we've done it. We've conditioned people in this country. Again, I've spent a lot of time. Cato Institute did a study back in, it was like 2006. I've written extensive pieces comparing our welfare state here in this country to drug abuse, because that's what it is. You're getting people addicted to drugs. You shouldn't have multi-generational families in Section 8 housing, but that's exactly what happens. You've got, right now you've got U.S. senators and on the left. Oh, you're going to throw all these people off their health insurance. Listen, get a job. Okay, you're able-bodied. Get yourself a job. Again, it doesn't compute. None of this computes with me. And, the I'm not going to do this. I don't want to work. I don't want that job. A job is a job. And again, when you condition an entire swath of this country that they don't have to work, and you're going to provide them food stamps, and you're going to provide them, housing, and you're going to provide them health care and a myriad of other government programs so they can sit around and watch Netflix all day. And don't tell me it's not the case, because it is. I was actually, who was it? Amy Klaubacher put out a tweet yesterday, and I guess they had um, some woman in front of Congress who saying that she's worried that her kids are going to get thrown off Medicaid or the SNAP program. And here is this woman, and I mean, you have her up there. Um, she had to be about 300 pounds. 300 pounds. And again, I'm not here to make fun of her and her weight. Um, but I'm sorry. Okay. You're living off your fellow taxpayer for food, and you're indulging like this. So you turn yourself into this massive, again, the only country in the world where, again, all of our, the obesity is that runs rampant and poor. And don't tell me, because that's the only food that they can afford. That's the biggest load of bunk going. All right. At some point in time, we have to help these people. Okay. I'm not being mean. These are people that need help, and you don't help them by continuing to give them things. At some point in time, you gotta do the right thing. You gotta help them to get off. Get off. All of our welfare programs, all the handouts and giveaways. You know what? They need to be they need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with and judged based upon who you're getting off of these programs. That is our reality. But again, I gotta get back to the immigration um, situation. I think Trump would be really smart right now to start putting something together in regards to some sort of way where we can actually figure out who's here, uh, get right, get your situation, because we're not going to get them all out of the country. Quite frankly, okay, if they really wanted to, they could. If they really wanted to, it's real simple. E-verify, done. No handouts and giveaways. Everyone would leave. That's part of the underwhelm. That's part of the conspiracy in regards to the whole thing. We can talk about getting everybody out of the country and deport everyone. Right. Sure. Like I said, um, you want food at your grocery store? Figure it out, kids. WatchDog on Wall Street.com.